You were so pretty! Oh my god, where did you go?
One share button on Facebook changed our whole life. The post said, a hare named Rufus was looking for a home.
Oh my goodness!
His owners were leaving to travel around Australia and could no longer care for him. He had been domesticated and needed a special place where he could feel safe.
Yes, you are! Oh my goodness! Pretty!
We thought about it for a while, but in the end, we knew. This was a sign. Just a few days later, Rufus was with us.
Yeah, I know, you're a bit worried. That's okay to be worried. I know, it's a whole new place.
At first, he lived in a spacious enclosure that took up an entire room in our house. Inside, he had little houses, tunnels, a litter box, and his favorite hay bowl. But the door to the enclosure was always open. For him, it was a place he could return to whenever he felt scared, and right away, he understood. This was his safe space.
Here we go again!
We introduced him to the house gradually. First the living room, then the kitchen and the dining room. I noticed something. The calmer I acted, the braver he became.
Where's he digging on the couch, honey?
If I laughed at his little jumps, he would repeat them.
You're crazy!
Almost as if performing just for me. That's how we learned to trust each other.
This is so small! Here we go again!
His personality turned out to be so funny. He loves rearranging furniture, pushing boxes, moving toys, scattering hay into corners. He'll sit by the fridge just listening to it hum or stare at the washing machine. And every time after these adventures, he always goes back to his enclosure to catch his breath.
Reese, come on. Reese, come on.
A week later came the first big breakthrough. One evening he walked out of his enclosure, came up to me and placed his head right in my hand. I didn't move. I just sat there while he looked at me. That was his way of saying, I trust you. From that day on, he started staying near me more often, even falling asleep at my feet.
You are so gorgeous. I love it when you're happy. I love it when you're happy.
Sometimes he tests boundaries in a funny way. He'll place a ball exactly on the threshold of the enclosure and just sit, waiting to see if I'll notice. Or he'll nudge his food bowl closer, hinting that it's time for a treat. If he doesn't like noise or sudden movements, he immediately returns to his little house. But he never sulks. With Rufus, everything is fair. If he's tired, he leaves. If he's ready to interact, he sits right in front of you. People often ask, is it really possible to keep a hare at home? Yes, if you respect his nature. He needs space instead of a cage, a proper shelter instead of an empty corner,
Rufus is back from the vets?
and a vet who will monitor his health. We consult with a veterinarian, take things step by step, and never rush him. We've already decided if Rufus is happy with us, we'll build him a large outdoor enclosure. We've picked a spot where he can sunbathe, hide in the shade, or be sheltered from the wind. And it must be mosquito-proof, because in Australia, there are dangerous viruses that threaten animals. Today, Rufus has truly become the master of the house. When guests arrive, he's the first to greet them. He might take a few steps forward, give them a long look, and then retreat back to his enclosure to watch from inside. He doesn't try to impress everyone, but there's something captivating about his calm and steady presence. Sometimes I think, if we hadn't answered that post back then, I would never have known that a hare can become a true member of the family. He has taught us patience, attentiveness, and how to find joy in the little things. Now, our home is always filled with a sense of peace and harmony, because Rufus lives here.
Wow, that's so big!
If you enjoy